Being around other people causes you to have trouble. You know, it's too many different personalities, too much friction. You know, when you by yourself, and you don't have no problems. I ain't got no problems. Echoing this bitch. I'm in my own zone. If I want to go outside, I go outside. My destination, back. I guess I'm old now. You know, my young days, I always wanted to be outside, you know what I mean, in my own zone, but I'm going out. You know, I'm riding around. Yeah. You know, I'm circling the block. You know what I mean? I'm circling the block before I'm parking down. You know what I mean? Might jump out on foot. I'm running around, but I'm by myself. I'm not running around with no niggas around me. Police ain't gonna pull up on me and you because they seen you do something. I'm getting locked up for my shit. You know, because then I got a better chance of fighting. When you got co-defendants, it's hard to fight it because usually they always turn the co-defendants against you. But when you by yourself and you have a situation or something, you know, you got a better chance of fighting. You know, and I really feel like that helped me out a lot of times. You know, I caught a case and I'm the only one that's charged on the case. I got a better chance of fighting it. You got niggas with you, shit crazy. You know, it's like, goddamn, they going to tell. Yeah, I'm riding dolo. Yeah, you ain't getting in here. Straight up, you ain't getting in here. I don't care. I done rolled by many niggas. See out there, yo! Shit, I'm like this, straight ahead. I don't even turn my head. You ain't getting in here. Shit. Not in here. Yeah, right. I gotta pat you down first, nigga. You ain't getting in here. Motherfucker be done got in your car, stuffed something in the seat. Next thing you know, you locked up. Nigga, shit, not me. I'm straight ahead like this. They're like, yo! Like this. Straight ahead. Hold up. Nah. Man, you ain't see me? Hell no, I ain't see you. I ain't see you. Shit. What you was doing out there? Man, I was like, yo, man, I ain't see you. Shit. I gotta stay safe, nigga. Shit. I ain't looking for you. Yeah, had the music up. You know what I'm saying? Had the music up. Now, I ain't see you. I'm like this. Straight ahead. You know? Yeah. I'm talking about, yo, I need a ride. Shit, I'm the wrong one to ask. Yeah, I'm the wrong one to ask. You ain't getting it here. You know? Think that shit keep a nigga safe. You know? You got somebody in the car with you. You in a situation. Next thing you know, they saying something. God damn. You know? But I remember in my younger days riding like that. You know? No cap. I remember in my younger days. You know, and I done had some close calls in my younger days. When I was a young boy running around 19, 20 years old, man, I'm riding around with that thing on me all the time. 19, 20? Oh yeah, I'm riding. Listen, don't know no better. This is what the young boys is doing. So, you know, I know how it go, but I'm like, man, you hear me? Shit, 19, 20, I'm riding around. I got that thing on me all the time. Straight up. You know, and if it's niggas in the car, usually they got one too. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I remember one time I got pulled over. You know, I was in my Chevy Caprice with the TVs on, everything. You know, they pulled a nigga over. Lucky my license and shit was straight. Everybody, we was 4 deep. Nobody was smoking or nothing. Everybody had one on. Everybody. Niggas would have went to jail that day, but we wasn't smoking enough. Pulled a nigga over. Said, hey, yo, you was speeding. Hold up, you sure? Yeah. Gave me a ticket. Keep it moving. I said, man, listen, but niggas kept their composure. You know, I was 19. I remember that shit. God damn. Yeah, close call. You know, those was my younger days. You know, I think about how much I ran around and, you know, how much shit I got through. A lot of people, you know, didn't have the knowledge to, you know, get through certain things, didn't have the understanding how to fight certain things, and they wasn't fortunate like me. You know, because I done had some close calls, you know, been arrested, you know, cases. But I'm going to war. Yeah. You know, it's a lot of jokers that's going to bow down. And I ain't bowing down. You know, yeah. I'm going to fight my case straight all the way. And I'm going to the law library. You know, niggas be scared to go to the law library or something. They only want to go when they in jail. I'm going to the law library on the street. Yeah. I'm going to the law library on the street. And guess when you go to the law library, how many people in there? Take a guess. Does anybody know when you go to the law library on the street, how many people in there? I want to know anybody know. Take a guess. How many people are in the law library on the street? And it's niggas that got cases everywhere. Everywhere. They got cases. Take a guess. Straight up. Niggas is cased up. All kinds of cases. Zero. Ain't no niggas in there. None. I mean, none. I be like, damn, shit. I'm going there a couple times a week on the computer, looking at the LexisNexis, and I'm searching. All right, let me print this out. Let me take this. Let me do this. But a nigga go to jail, they want to get in the law library heavy, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Not the library. I ain't talking about the library. It's two different things. I'm talking about the law library. That's a different thing than the library. Two different things. You know, I'm talking about the law library. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know? Yeah, it be zero in there. Zero. I'm talking about it's real quiet. Zero. Nobody go to law library on the street. When they locked up, they all want to get to the law library. Niggas turn into, you know, lawyers quick. Yeah. Niggas turn into lawyers quick when they locked up. They all in the law library. They know the case law. But when they home, they say, I'm going to hire my attorney. Okay. Your attorney going to get you a plea. That's it. Nah, nigga, I'm going to the law library. I'm going to sit in there for hours. Yeah, research. You know, then come back home and do some more studying. Yeah, I don't want nobody around me. I don't want to talk to nobody. Yeah, I don't want to do none of that. I just want to study for this case because I got a case. You know, so when I see these jokers that, you know, be on YouTube that be having the cases and shit like that, you know, you already know. Y'all niggas talking to YouTube too much. And y'all ain't even studying your case. Y'all ain't worried about the cases. Y'all got open cases. Y'all ain't doing no worry about the case. Oh, I know what y'all niggas doing. Y'all ain't even concerned about the case? Shit. You know, I'm looking for the loophole. Straight up. I'm looking for the loophole. Where did they go wrong? What did they do? 95% of the time, when the police arrest you, they make a mistake. The police are only trained to lock you up. That's it. They only train, the uniformed police is only trained, put your hands behind your back. might not even read your rights to you, put your hands behind your back, put you in the car, book you, and then write something up saying why they booked you. That's it. That's all they train for. 95% of the time, they make a mistake. 95. You just gotta find it. You know? And the crazy thing is, right? The attorney might even know it, right? And the prosecutor know it, right? But they in cahoots so tight that they like, all right, I'm gonna help you get this conviction. I'm gonna get him to take a plea. We're gonna work a nice plea out. Let's get a nice plea so we can get a nice plea for him, right? So he can be happy, and I'm gonna let you get that conviction. Because a plea is still a conviction for the prosecution. That's still a conviction. Straight up. Yeah, the prosecutor still win if you plead guilty. You know, that's like with the YSL case. The prosecutor still won. They got Thug to take the plea. They ain't get a life sentence, but they still got a conviction. It's what people be having to understand. They still won. They lost with the boy Shannon and the boy Yak. They mad about that. But everybody else, oh, they got the conviction. They won. And then they got the top dog. They got the top dog. And they gonna play the waiting game with the top dog. They playing the waiting game. We're gonna wait him out. We're gonna wait him out. You know, if he do good, all right, we're gonna wait him out. So they got the conviction with the top dog. You know, that's all they was concerned about. Let me get the top dog. You know, people don't be understanding that shit though. For real. They don't be understanding that shit, man. It's a game. You know, I'm just glad that, you know, I had the heart to always fight my shit. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we all gonna have situations, especially if you playing in that street. Ain't nothing gonna be perfect. You know, straight up. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna have situations. Ain't nobody gonna be perfect. You know, it's a part of the game. When you play in the street, you just don't know how it's gonna happen. You know, that's one thing you don't know. You don't know, but it's gonna happen. It's always happened when you least expect it. You know, yeah. You know, I'm gonna say most of the times that I did get arrested, I felt it. Like, you know, I might even have said it to myself. What if I got locked up? You know what I'm saying? I even said it to myself and then it happened. You know, I wasn't prepared, but I said it to myself and then it happened. But at the same time, I'm like, damn. Yeah. But then, you know, right after that, I'm thinking about my defense. Straight up. Yeah, I'm going in defense mode ASAP. Yeah, I'm going in defense mode ASAP. You know, and what I say to people is, you know, never waive your preliminary hearing, right? I had a lawyer convince me to do that, right? And they say it real good to you to get you to waive your preliminary hearing. Don't ever waive your preliminary hearing. I don't care what the attorney say. Don't do it. It's a lot of attorneys, they get to convincing you and they have, you know, this certain way of telling you why it's going to be good for you. They going to revoke your bail. They going to raise your bail. You know, the judge might get upset that how's the judge going to get upset because I used my constitutional rights and I had my preliminary hearing? But this is the stuff that the attorneys will say to you. You know, never ever waive your preliminary hearing. I don't care what they say. because that's like a mini trial. That lets you know the evidence they have, you know, and how they coming. And whatever they say in the preliminary hearing, they can't switch it. It ain't no, I'm going to say this now. You know, when you waive it, they start doctoring stuff up. They ain't have to present it. Now they doctoring shit up for the discovery on you. Yeah, so it's some of the things that I learned along the way. You know what I mean? And I made the mistake, you know, waiving the preliminary hearing one time because the attorney convinced me after I said to myself that I'm not going to do it. I said to myself, I don't care what he say. I'm not doing it. I get in there. He start convincing me to waive the preliminary hearing and that we going to have the suppression hearing and all this shit. But he was working with the prosecution. Crazy. Got me to waive the preliminary hearing. Was playing games with the discovery on me. Acting like he don't want to give me the discovery. And I'm like, damn. Why doesn't he want to give me the discovery? You know? And I'm sitting there thinking like, I went to trial for murder and I got the discovery. How is it that I got this little case here and they don't want to give me discovery? Straight up, I went to trial for murder and I got the evidence of all the witnesses. I got the ballistics. I got everything. Straight up. And when I seen the ballistics and how everything went, I was able to tell the attorney why this didn't go that way. But with a situation that was smaller because they were trying to railroad me, they didn't want to give me the discovery. You know, when you know certain shit though, they play with you because it's their game. You know, it's so many people that be in the streets that don't understand that the legal part is their game, you know, and they gonna play with it the way they want to play with it. They don't care. They gonna do what they want. And a lot of times when they be playing with jokers fold because they really don't understand it. They out there running around with this pack, running around with this strap, running around doing all this shit and don't understand nothing about the legal system. You know what I'm saying? They running around doing all this shit. They don't understand nothing. All they know is what the music is saying. My lawyer gonna beat it. Man, your lawyer don't know you. Your lawyer don't like you. Your lawyer don't care about you. And you don't got enough money to make the lawyer to do what you want him to do. That's the thing. You know, I do feel like the rappers do be misleading the people with that too. Because they got crazy money to give the attorney, right? Attorney gonna start trying to work for that bread. That's what they doing it for. But you got a couple dollars to give a lawyer. They don't really care about that. That's just some extra money. They got a couple clients doing that in there at the same time. They don't care. You only got a little bit of money. You ain't giving them no $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $1 million. You ain't doing that. You in there trying to give them a stack, $1,500, $5,000. Man, that shit ain't making a move. That shit gonna make them say, we gonna get you a plea. Yeah, so you gotta do your own studying. Straight up. You gotta do your own studying. Yeah. And I know, you know, they know that people don't understand it. They, especially black people. I just gotta be real. Black people don't understand it. They just listen to the music and they say, get my attorney, and he gonna beat it. That's it, that music shit. So now, they down where the attorneys is at, looking for an attorney. Great, get any attorney that gets you in there, because when you go see an attorney for a consultation, he talking to you good. She talking to you good. Oh yeah, they making you feel comfortable. They talking to you like They supporting you. Yeah. And when you telling them shit, they telling you that you got this case beat. They do the same shit every time. When you go talk to an attorney to hire them, they telling you got the case beat. They like, yeah, oh yeah, we can beat this. Yeah, this is beatable. Yeah. Soon as they get the damn discovery, they start telling you why you can't beat it. Like, hold up. Like, your stomach drop. It take the life out of you. You all hyped up. You done told all your homies, man, my attorney gonna spank this. Yeah. My attorney said, we got this in the bag. Oh, they got it? Yeah, damn right. We gonna spank this case. This case ain't nothing. Damn right. They said I could do this, that, and the third. You get the discovery. They like, it's not looking too good. Yeah, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Well, I told you this. I didn't know this though. Yeah. They start talking about the plain doctrine view and shit like that. Yeah, it was in plain sight. Hold up. What are you talking about? Man, I told you this, and then I told you that. I told you how it went. Oh, man. Yeah, this ain't looking good. I really don't think you're going to be able to beat this case. Man, after you done took my money, now I done paid you. You told me we going to spank it. Now I got to look for a plea deal? Yeah. They don't want to fight. No, they don't want to go to trial. They want to get you to plea. They get paid. Prosecutor get the conviction. They high five it up at lunch. Yeah, got one. It's our game. Yeah. He gonna violate soon. He'll be back. You know, but people don't be paying attention to that shit. Just being real. You know, it's a dirty game. The system is crazy. You know, when you out there running, you ain't paying attention to that. You ain't looking at that. You don't understand it. You know, most niggas out in the street don't understand anything about the law. Nothing. All they know how to do is run around the street. Straight up. You know, I'm glad that, you know, I took time to read and understand and, you know, not have fear to go against them. Because the way they talk, that shit can scare you, let alone anything. When they all in the room and they on the same accord and you sitting there like this, just standing there looking and shit while they got you up at the podium and shit, that shit there, let alone you only understand what they saying. That shit can scare you. It's like, damn. You like what they say? Oh, man. You know, I'm going to talk to you about it. Yeah, I'm going to have to sit down with them and, you know, we gonna talk about it. I'm going to try to get you the best deal. You know, this right here, it can't go bad. You know, you're looking at 0 to 20. What? Yeah, you're looking at 0 to 20 on this. And, you know, I'm going to try to get you probation. You know, I think I can get you probation. You know, I'm going to work on this. And I really think that I can get you probation. You're like, huh? You said I can beat it. Yeah, but I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about this. I told you that. I know, but, you know, when I looked at the discovery, it let me know that the officer was right. The officer had the ability. The officer was doing his job. The officer, hold up. You sure? This the shit they be on. That's why you got to do your own research. Straight up. That's why you got to go down and sit in the law library yourself. I'm taking traffic tickets to trial. Straight up. I don't care if I did it or not. Give me the fine. I don't give a fuck if you give me the max fine. I'm taking the traffic ticket to trial. You know, some niggas be lazy. They get the ticket. No, hell no. Straight up. I'm taking the traffic ticket to trial. Straight up. I want to pick a jury and I'm pissed that I can't. I'm pissed that I can't pick a jury. They talking about, this is a traffic ticket and it's only this much. Okay, all right. I'm going to show y'all this. Man, listen. I had a speeding ticket, right? And this was around like COVID. They said I was going, I think 59 in a 35, right? I'm like, man, I wasn't speeding. Shit. So I said, I'm going to trial. Straight up. I go in there, go to trial, and I'm in this little hick town somewhere. I done rode through this little hick town. You know, they don't like black people. I'm going to just be real. They known for crucifying a nigga. They known for crucifying a nigga. And I can't lie, right? So I'm in this little hick town. I go to trial. The judge is black. The cop is white. I request the body cam, the dash cam, and the radar. I want it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you that right now. You know, if you get a ticket for speeding, request everything. You know, subpoena everything. I want the body cam, the dash cam, and I want the radar. I want everything. I want everything. Straight up. So I request everything. And they like, oh, it's been over 6 months. We ain't got it. Hold up. You ain't got it? Oh, I'm good then. I'm ready to spank this. You hear me? I'm spanking this. I got this. Shit. I'm going in here. I'm spanking this. I get in there. The cop tell me, we can drop it down. Right? We can drop it. I think he said he could drop it to 1 point. Man, I said I ain't taking nothing. I don't care what nobody said. We can drop it to 1 point. Man, I ain't taking nothing. Straight up. You got to give it to me. They said, well, we find you guilty. You're going to get 5 points. Let's go. Let's suit up. You going in here, suit up. Let's go. I'm ready. Shit, you sure? Damn right. You ain't give me the body cam, the dash cam, or radar. How am I going to be guilty? You ain't got no evidence. What are you talking about? They like, all right, okay, go in here. You go in there to traffic court. It's you, the cop, and the judge. How the hell you getting a fair trial? That shit is rigged. It's rigged. Straight up. You go there for a traffic ticket and take a traffic ticket to trial. It's you, the cop, and the judge. That shit ain't fair. And it's no way that shit should be designed like that. It's how I let you know they don't even care. That shit is rigged. Straight up. You think that the judge gonna say that the damn cop is wrong? They together. So I go in there. I'm in there pleading my case like, Your Honor, I asked for this, that, and the third. I ain't got it. The judge like, you know, my officer said this. I'm like, hold up. So your officer's word is true without any evidence? You just believe whatever the officer say? Man, this is my officer. I'm like, hold on. Well, I wasn't speeding though. And there's no proof. Well, my officer said you was. I said, oh, I see. Y'all in here railroading me. And I said that to the judge. I said, man, y'all railroading me. Because ain't no evidence saying I was speeding at all. And you saying I'm guilty off of him just saying that I'm guilty. Like, that shit shouldn't be right. You hear me? So they find me guilty. Give me 5 points on my license. I said, all right, I got this. I'm gonna appeal this shit. This is when I found out something I never knew. You know, I said, all right, I appealed it. You hear me? Now I learned something about the traffic game. You hear me? I learned something I ain't know about the traffic game. I said, okay, they don't tell you this shit. They don't tell you this shit. This how dirty they is with the game, man. They don't tell you this shit. I appealed the traffic ticket. I'm a bad motherfucker. Straight up. So I appealed the traffic ticket, right? I get the court date. You hear me? Now, I learned that when you appeal the traffic ticket, then they put it in court of common pleas, then you can pick a jury. I said, oh, now I can pick the jury that I appealed the shit. But initially, to get you through and find you guilty, they don't give you the option to pick a jury. Because it's a traffic ticket and they just expect you to say, all right, take it, and just throw you away. All right, guilty. Yup, give them the fine, points, all right, guilty. You don't know no better because you don't know nothing about the law. You don't know shit, right? So I appeal the shit. Okay, now they know that I want to pick a jury. I'm like, yo, I want to pick a jury, straight up. So the prosecutor called my phone, right, and say, yo, man, is it any way we can settle this and you just take 1 point? I said, hell no. I done got 5 points already. I'm not taking nothing. We going to trial and I'm picking a jury. He was like, all right, then we going to trial. Man, I get to court. I get up in there. I said, all right, we're going to war. Shit. I get up there and tell the judge like, you sure you want to go to trial? I'm like, damn right. I said, I was found guilty. I want to go back to trial and I want to pick a jury of my peers to see if they're going to say I'm guilty without a radar gun, without a body cam, without a dash cam, without no evidence. I want to see if a jury of my peers is going to say that I'm guilty for speeding with no damn evidence. You know what they did? All right, we're going to dismiss the case. I said, oh, y'all thought I was one of them. That's what it is. You know, I'm black. You hear me? Black people, they expect you don't know the law. You don't know shit. You don't know nothing. You black. You old nigga running around here. You don't know nothing. You take what we give you, nigga, and that's it. You take what we give you, nigga. That's how they do you, man. It's a dirty game. Threw the damn case out. Made me run around with 5 points on my license for a year. Made my insurance go up, right? All that, and threw the whole case out. But I ain't get the conviction, though. You hear me? Shit. You know, it's a dirty game. It's dirty. Now, I'm going to tell you one time when I had a traffic ticket, how they played dirty because they know I go to war. They know it's on my record. When it come to looking at me going to court, they know that nigga is going to go to war. He's not going to just say guilty. He's not going to just bow down. That shit is known on my shit. It's known. So I got a traffic ticket, right? They pulled me over, right? They said my tag light was out, but it wasn't out. They said I didn't put my signal on, right? But I did, right? So I'm like, I'm going to war. I know damn well my tag light was working and my signal was working. I know this for a fact, right? So I say, all right, I want the dash cam. I need the dash cam. I need the dash cam, body cam. I need all straight up. They provide me the dash cam, right? I'm looking at the dash cam. I said, I turned my signal on and the light is working. Oh, this dude. And when he pulled me over, I ain't even gonna lie, I cussed him out the whole time. Straight up, because I knew my shit was working. I cussed him out the whole time. He told me, oh, you angry. I said, man, fuck you. Straight up. I ain't even gonna lie. I cussed him out the whole time. I said, you disrespected me. I said, you pulled me over because I'm a nigga. That's why you pulled me over. You pulled me over as a black man. You ran my tag. You see as a black man, 10 on the windows. You see the car in my name. You pulled me over. Straight up. I know that's why. You know, there's no reason because I didn't do anything. Right? And I got a waiver. So my tint, all that shit is legit. Any shit I put a tint on is legit. I got waivers. You know what I'm saying? So I get to court now. I get to trial. Right? Now I'm going to tell y'all how they played me on this one because I went to trial now. And I done wrote and filed the complaint on the officer. See, this is the shit I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a different individual. You know what I mean? I filed the complaint on the officer. Straight up. When they fuck with me, this is what I do. I'm going all the way to war. I'm not allowing you to harass me. I'm documenting shit. I'm writing this person. See, this is what niggas don't do on the street. You know, this is why, you know, I feel like, you know, I've had success fighting for my life in court anytime I had a situation, because I'm going the length. I'm not just sitting there and just taking it. I'm not doing that. So I filed a complaint on the officer, and when I filed a complaint on the officer, they like, all right, they like put it on like hold, right? He said, all right, I'm going to court, I'm going to trial, right? So now I know they all working together. The judge, the officer, they all working together. It's a dirty game. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's a dirty game. It's their game, right? And they know I'm going to war. That's just a traffic ticket for the tail light, tag light out, not tail light, tag light, which was a lie, and that I didn't turn my signal on, which was a lie. We get in the courtroom now. I'm in trial. It's me, the officer, and the judge. This is the game they playing, right? So they know I appeal shit. It's on my record that I'm not playing. You hear me? They know I'm not playing. That's why I'm spanking shit. No cap. So I get in there. They put the video up because I'm like, man, I know damn well my signal was on. And I turned it on ahead of time. Everything. It's on camera. Straight up. So I'm showing the judge on the camera in the court, me and the cop, and I can see the cop shaking because he knew he was lying. I'm like, oh, look, I can look and see he's shaking because he knew he was lying. He made this shit up to stop me. And I'm telling him, and I'm saying to the judge, listen, man, I'm going high as I can go with this. Straight up. They in here lying on me. He did a false report. You hear me? He was targeting me. You know, racial profiling. I'm going hard in the court. I can see he's shaking, you know, because I'm one of them niggas when my voice start talking and shit, and I'm standing on my shit. I don't care where I'm at. Oh, yo, calm down. Ain't no calm down. You playing with me. I didn't play with you. I was respectful to you. I'm not with that shit, right? And I'm one of them type people. I ain't gonna lie, especially when I know I gotta rumble. You hear me? I know how to chill when I need to chill. When I know I gotta rumble, I'm gonna put that rumble mode on, right? So I'm showing the judge, look, Your Honor, you see that? My signal. Before I turn, the signal's on. Look at my tag light is on. Everything. The judge like, all right, let me see it. She playing this shit. She see I turned my signal on. She see that the damn tag light's working. Everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm going all the way with this. Somebody gonna feel this, right? You know what the cop gonna say? Oh, he pulled a rabbit out the hat on me. A rabbit out the hat. This nigga said that my tag light wasn't illuminated. I said, oh my God. This nigga said my tag light wasn't illuminated. I'm like, what? Man, my shit worked, man. You playing games. So the judge looking at it over and over again, right? Looking at the shit. You can see my tag light is lit up clear as day. I'm like, Your Honor, she's like, okay, all right. Let me go in the back. I'm gonna review some shit. I said, I know they ready to play with me now. I know they ready to play with me now. Judge go in the back, come back out. She say, not guilty for the turning signal, right? Literally, not guilty for the turning signal, right? And then say, guilty for the tag light because the officer said it wasn't illuminated. She said, even though I can see that it worked, but he said it wasn't illuminated. I said, oh my God. You hear me? I said, I'm appealing it. I'm appealing it, right? You know what she told me? This how slick they is. You can't appeal it. I said, what you mean? She said, because the fine is under 100. I'm giving you a $99 fine. I said, oh my God. I said, this is how they play the dirty game. She know that I was going to appeal it and I was going to go up high on him, right? I was going to push the line on whoever I had to push it on for him racially profiling me, right? Him pulling me over for no reason. So she know the light was on and everything, right? She know the signal was on. Everything was good. It was no reason for him to pull me over. I ain't had no warrants, nothing. No court dates, no nothing. She said, I'm going to find you guilty because he said the light wasn't illuminated. I said, oh, They playing dirty. And she went back and got the case log. This how she dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty bro. She went back and got the case log. I said, man, I need to see that case log. She said, all right, I'm going to go find it for you, right? She went back and got the case log and showed me that it said traffic tickets under $100 you can't appeal. I said, oh, man. Got me. You hear me? I don't like that, though, because I'm going to war. I was trying to appeal it. You hear me? I want to appeal. I want to go to war. I want to go to war. Straight up. I ain't laying down. Straight up. You got to give me mine. You know, if you give me mine, I'm taking it. But don't try to rob me, man. But this the shit they be doing. You know, and people don't understand it. They do this shit all the time in the system, man. They be robbing jokers left and right. You know, they feel you don't know the law. Then they play with the law. They do certain things that be in their favor. Because it was no reason that I was supposed to be found guilty. It showed on the camera that everything was working, that I was following the law. They came up with that my tag light wasn't illuminated. I said, boy, oh boy, y'all dirty, man. Y'all dirty. You know, y'all dirty. I really wanted to call her a damn racist. I wanted to go off. I had to compose myself and just leave. I said, man, I'm just leaving, man. Because I was about to start saying shit to her. Just saying shit to her. You know, you damn racist. You know, I was about to just start going crazy. So I had to compose myself. You know what I mean? I had to compose myself and roll out of there and pay a $99 fine for something that I didn't even do. Didn't even do it. You know? But you know, a lot of people don't be paying attention, man. You know what I mean? They running around the streets. They don't have no understanding of the law. You know, it's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game. You know? Yeah, man. But, you know, I appreciate all of y'all that be rocking with SBGB TV, man. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button, man. And share this live, man. You know, I appreciate, you know, all of y'all, man. You know, and we gonna keep going hard in the paint. Facts. Non-stop, you know. I like to, you know, give some, you know, insight on some things I've been through as well. And I think, you know, that definitely separates me and makes me me. You know what I mean? For real. You know, I appreciate everybody that, you know, rock with me and support the channel and all that, man. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Do that. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. You know, but I appreciate y'all, man. You know, hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Shout out to all y'all that be rocking with SBGB TV, man. And that's a fact, man. For sure. You heard me? You know what I mean? For sure. Appreciate all y'all, man. Yeah. Y'all stay locked in, man. You know, hopefully they start sending notifications out, get the live, right? Because they messing with my joint right now. I already know they are. Yeah, they messing with it right now. It's all good. You know, straight up, I'm fighting through the storm. You know, shit. If you've been through what I've been through, the little shit can't affect you. You always gonna fight through it. You know, I always, you know, been the type of person to fight through everything. Always. You know, I always been that type of person to fight through everything, no matter what it is. That's just me, you know. And I know, these people on the internet that be trying to hate on me, they don't know me. You know, they couldn't walk in my shoes. You know, I guarantee you if it was any of them dudes that had to go to trial for murder, they wouldn't be able to hold up the way I did, knowing that I didn't do the murder. You hear me? So it's a lot of foo-fafi jokers that be running around the net. The net is filled with foo-fafi jokers. Filled with it. You know, it's why y'all see how DZ stand. I stand in my own zone, man. I ain't got nothing against nobody do what they do, but I'm in my own zone. You know, I ain't with all that shit. I don't even need the energy around me. You know, foo-fafi jokers, backstabbing, you know, on some weird shit. You know, I've been through enough of that in the real streets. You know, so, you know, I apply the same type of thinking on here. You know what I mean? The same type of thinking, man. I ain't with it, man. Straight up.